Hello, welcome to another FPL video. I hope everyone is doing well. Game Week 24, the Double Game Week 24 is on the horizon for those of you who are potentially looking at hitting that wildcard button, thinking maybe of a bench boost or just thinking of, fixing a couple of fires. This could be the place for you because today we're going to be taking a little look at a draft, a bit of a template, so just discussing some general players for the Double Game Week 24 and the Double Game Week 25. We do not yet know really what's happening in the Double Game Week 26. Hopefully on Thursday we'll have a bit more information, so I'll be doing a kind of updated kind of chip strategy guide then on Thursday. But for now, we're going to be taking a look at a wildcard for game week 24 and 25. So if you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily FPL content. Hit the like button if you do enjoy the video. Well, let's go straight on into this one. So we've got the FPL website open here, and we're going to split this up into three sections. We're going to be taking a look at the defense, then the midfield, and then the attack. So with the defense, firstly, there's one main man. I mean, there's a couple of main men who I think you should really be building this around, and Diaz and I think Cancelo are going to go straight in there for me. Cancelo is a little bit of a rotation risk for the double. However, they're playing against Spurs and they're playing against Everton. I think in the tougher games, that's when Pep tends to favour playing Cancelo. So I think Diaz and Cancelo should both see full 90 minutes in both of these games, and obviously Cancelo has that kind of attacking potential that the likes of John Stones does not. Then in goal, I think this is a pretty simple and a very, very popular decision. We're going to go with Nick Pope for Burnley. Got a very, very nice double fixture, and it's looking like the potential of having a double game week 26. Now, in terms of the kind of secondary goalkeeper spot, very dependent on your plans, whether you want to have an extra goalkeeper for a bench boost. I think if you just want one goalkeeper, Nick Pope looks like a very, very fine option. I'm going to put Areola in there for now, just because we have we have him confirmed as having a blank game week 29, and so it's just a nice player to have in there. But obviously once these kind of FA Cup fixtures are going on, I expect this goalkeeper spot to be very different. He's just kind of a placeholder now, so we can get the value of the team. Now the next defender, the kind of 5 mil marker player that I really like, and a player that I'm very annoyed myself that I sold earlier on in the season, and that is James Justin for Leicester. Now you probably won't be kind of planning on playing him for this week or even the next week, but I think after that they've got great fixtures and should have a very, very nice double as well. Then I think the final defender spot is very much kind of how you personally want to attack the double game week 25, whether you're looking towards Southampton because they could potentially have, 3 double game weeks in a row, or you're looking towards Leeds to really take advantage of what is a very, very good double game week for them in the double game week 25 against Wolves and against Southampton. A man who's just scored 12 points in game week 23. You've got to pay a lot of respect to him, and that is Stuart Dallas, absolutely smashing him. Another player who I'm frustrated that I transferred out recently, although, the transfer actually didn't go too badly in the end. It's kind of worked out better, but it's just annoying knowing that I could have had Dallas. But he has very, very nice fixtures coming up, and as I said with Areola, also has a black game week 29 that you maybe kind of want to have in the back of your mind. If you are planning on hitting that bench boost for the double game week 26, Leeds play Aston Villa, and I personally wouldn't necessarily feel that confident on hitting a bench boost on a player who has a single game week against Aston Villa. So definitely something to consider, and a very good player to attack for the game week 25. I might have said 24 before, but it's double game week 25 at Dallas. Now we're going to move on into the midfield, and how does that kind of line up? Well, the midfield, I mean, there's a few kind of staple players that I really want to get in there. They don't necessarily have double game weeks, but I just think they're really, really good options and should be in your teams. The first one is Bruno Fernandes. He's got West Brom. I mean, come on, there you could easily haul. I see. It's been taught down a lot, the idea of a Bruno captaincy because of these double game week players. But Bruno Fernandes against West Brom could easily go and score as many points as a double game week player. So Fernandes for me has to be in there. I'm going to put Mo Salah in there just because I still think he's a very good option and has the potential in the future. He's got some very nice fixtures going forward as well. However, Salah is definitely one that kind of up for debate. We'll come into the attackers later, but if you kind of don't want to put Salah in there, it definitely kind of begs the argument for you to potentially potentially go and put Kane in there, or another kind of premium asset. We know that De Bruyne is coming back in soon, so there is definitely kind of a few things to think about in terms of owning kind of a premium or such an expensive midfielder like Mo Salah. We're seeing the cheaper ones doing a lot better, or of late doing a lot better than the more premium options. Now we have 3 midfielder spots left. I'm going to fill another one with just a player who I think has been absolutely balling out this season. Obviously does not have a double game week, but is due plenty of double game week action soon enough, and that is Jack Grealish. I kind of put Jack Grealish, kind of Fernandes, Salah as the kind of midfield spine, and then the other guys you can kind of build around and make your own. Diaz, Cancelo and Justin, I'd say, is a kind of spine in those defensive spots. Now we've got 2 more midfield spots, and how are we going to fill them? Well, I think most people will know that there is going to be another Manchester City asset, and this is going to be Ilkay Gundogan, the absolute baller, the man who's been smashing it of late, and I'd even potentially put him as a kind of spine player at the minute, the player to build around, because he just has been absolutely smashing it. Look at his history here, and if I scroll down, you got a 13 point, an 8 point, a 3, 14, 10, 8, 3, 9, 11, 3, 10. I mean, it just goes back to like game week 13. If you've owned him since here, then absolutely fair play to you. But I mean, it looks unbelievable of late, and even is a potential captaincy option for the next double game week. Definitely a player to target and having your team. Now the final player, once again, you can make your own, as I did with Dallas. I think you can very much target the kind of Leeds double game week with this. So I'm going to put in Rafinha there for Leeds as a player who can kind of just, sit on your bench for the double game week 24 and then come in and really attack for that double game week 25. Then we'll move on into the 3 attacking spots. Once again, kind of spots you can really make your own depending on your budget, depending on where you want to go. You could get the likes of Danny Ings for the double game week 25, even Che Adams, who definitely doesn't have the upside of Danny Ings, but cost-wise, if you can't quite afford Danny Ings, looks like a good option. I'm going to fill it out straight away with Patrick Bamford. I know he's not attacking double game week 24, but for the double game week 25, I think this guy is genuinely essential. We've got the triple up on Leeds there, and all 3 of these Leeds assets have smashed it in the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks, so I think these 3 are very good options to own. Then with the other 2 attacking spots, I think one player would definitely be going to put in there, and a player after his kind of last 2 game weeks performance has almost become a reasonably essential player for the double game at 24, and that is Calvert-Lewin, managing to grab himself 12 points against Manchester United. No one really saw that coming. I saw plenty of benches of Calvert-Lewin coming in now at 7.7 million. I still think he's a very good option for this double game week. Obviously, you have the kind of conflict there between Everton and Manchester City for that game, but you're really mainly targeting the Fulham game for Calvert-Lewin to score. He can maybe score 1, 2, 3. You never know. You really want him to score in that game, but also just kind of using the 2 points that he'll get from the Manchester City game as a nice little top up. It kind of just ticks you up a little bit more, gets you a couple more points, and hopefully he can nab a goal in the Fulham game. Now the last striker, as I mentioned, is very much like what you want to do, whether you really want to attack the double game week 25 with a Southampton player, or you could potentially even try and attack the double game week 24 with one of the Burnley attackers. I personally really like the Aston Villa boy, Ollie Watkins. I think Watkins, he's on some really good form of late. Got some very good fixtures coming up, and is a player that you're definitely going to want by the time kind of game week 26 rolls around. I think we know that Ollie Watkins and Aston Villa are almost guaranteed to have a double game week. If not, they've got some really nice fixtures. So I definitely do kind of like the double up there on Aston Villa. So this is kind of how the team looks as from an overall perspective. It comes in at 100.7 million. So it's actually quite cheap of a team, to be honest. It's not too expensive. There are a couple of options that you could potentially upgrade. So if you're looking at the Burnley defence, you could potentially go Loughton to Ben Mee, as Ben Mee offers a bit more kind of attacking potential. You could potentially even upgrade your goalkeeper from Areola to Martinez, as Martinez will probably be better by the time the double game week 26 rolls around. But other than that, I actually think that the cheaper assets, especially the likes of Gundogan, Rafinha, even Grealish, I think have been really performing very well of late, and will be the ones actually getting you more points. I know it's kind of hard to think through your head, these cheaper assets, the more expensive ones should be getting you more points. But I think Gundogan and Rafinha, especially in the midfield, are going to be very good options for the coming game weeks. So this has been a quick little look at a wildcard draft, a wildcard template. Obviously, there are plenty of other things that we'll find out, but come the end of the game week, so I will be doing a kind of updated video. This is just kind of my general thoughts right now, but on Thursday, when we get more information, I will do a kind of updated video. But if you have enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here for the daily FPL content, as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.